Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Chris here, and today we're going to be talking about Amazon AWS VPCs, the design aspect of it. So this video will just focus just on design itself. So pretty much, I'm going to dive into what tool I use that you see here, how my design process go when designing the VPCs. So let's dive right into it. So if we go here and zoom in, we can see that I have a description right here, and I also have some graphics throughout the rest of the diagram. Now, the tool that I am using is Lucidchart. So if you actually type in lucidchart.com, you'll get this. So this is it automatically log me in because I'm already logged in, but pretty much it's a free tool you can use. Some things are limited, but overall really great for a free tool to use for diagramming. Yeah, so what I try to do is get a nice idea, right, for a lab. I will start with the description before any of the graphics, and I'll just name the VPC the Donut Shop LLC dash VPC, and then name it design. So what is a VPC? A VPC is a virtual private cloud that lives on the AWS network, and it's separated by millions of other different VPCs that live on the AWS network. You have your own little private cloud that you can do things on. Whether you want to run web apps, run databases, connect your on-prem to the cloud, you can do many things here. So for this specific VPC, it's a made-up company. Just named it the Donut Shop LLC, right? And this is the basis of how I do labs. So I have a website, right? Let's say this company wants a website, and they want to be able to scale their website out depending on the load. So we're talking load balancing, auto scaling groups, and then we adding sticky sessions in it. Sticky sessions is just making sure that the client on the other end that is accessing the website when the website is being scaled out still goes to that same EC2 instance. Um, you know, it's sort of like a cookie pretty much. A jump box to access resources. This is a little extra thing I wanted to add into it, which we see here. Then we have a MySQL database for the website. So if it's a store, right, e-commerce store, right, we need it to access database, or let's say it was a social network, right? It could be anything. We need a database to access all of our information from and to the web servers. So that's pretty much it. So let's dive into how I started off. I always begin with the cloud. So there's a little cloud icon here with the two arrows going up and down. This represents the internet, generic icon that represents the internet. And then I will just start just planning things out. I will move icons from one location to the other. So after this, then we have some arrows coming down to this icon here. This is the internet gateway, and this tool, this how can I say it, device, I guess you can say, connects your VPC to the rest of the internet. Without this internet gateway, you would not be able to go in or out of your VPC. So you need that in order to access the internet with it. The next we have a load balancer, right? So this will be in place to load balance our web servers. So there will actually be one, not three. I'll go on it later. We have our jump box right here, and a NACL, which is a network access control list, right? So this allows inbound and outbound rules on the subnet level. Let's see here. We got our private subnet, which is where our database will sit. And then we have the AWS. This is the VPC network ID, which is 10.0.0.0/16, and then our subnets is in the /24 range. This is some extra stuff I have here in case I need to use those. But yeah, so we have a public subnet, which our jump box will sit in. in our network access control list, in order to access this subnet, um, we will pretty much, in order to use SSH in that jump box, it has to come from my on-prem network. So I will set a rule for that, but all outbound traffic will come out from that subnet. Here, same thing, right? So inbound HTTP from the internet, so that'll be a 0.0.0.0.0/0 rule set, and that will allow all traffic from all HTTP traffic from the internet to come into these different subnets to access the web servers, right? And outbound all from the subnet, so all outbound traffic will come out of it. Then we have, and not only do we have network access control lists, but we also have what you call security groups. So those are like firewalls for your EC2 instances. So it's just an added layer of protection there. Here we have what's called a network address translation gateway. So this is a NAT gateway. Will be used to access the private subnet. We don't have any way to access this private subnet. We wouldn't want to, so we wouldn't want outsiders trying to get into this subnet to access our database. We just want our EC2s to do that. So here you may see this field right here, this pink field. So I use this as a auto scaling group. So this is actually part of an auto scaling group. So in it, the auto scaling group, what it does is it expands and scales the amount of EC2 instances that you will set. So for example, if you look here, I wrote web server recommendations, desired 1 EC2 instance, minimum 1 EC2 instance, but then the max is 3 EC2 instances. So how it'll work is when we start this VPC and have the network up and running, everything is normal. There's no need to balance the load. There's no need to scale out. It will just be 1 EC2 instance, and that will most likely be in US East 1A, which is a AZ availability zone. It'll sit in just that one, but then let's say the processor goes to like 80%. There's a lot of load going on that web server. Then the auto scaling group would then expand to another one, and then that could be in US East 1B in a different subnet. It's great for availability. In case one AZ goes down, we still have another one, a different AZ. They're not all going down all at once because they're all in one AZ. So if this web server goes to 80% or so, we can set a rule set for that. It'll expand again to a third one, and that will be sitting in the US East 1C AZ. So we have that, but it will only stay at 3. So it can't expand anymore because we need to set that max. If we don't set a max, it could expand like forever, and we don't want that because that will increase costs. And that will also bring in unexpected costs on top of that. So that's pretty much it for the MySQL database. It's a diagram. We could put MySQL database, but we can use an RDS, which is the relational database services that AWS manages. It's a it's a database service that AWS use, and they pretty much manage the security updates, all of that sort. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is just a basic VPC diagram. It shows a lot. I can move these out of here, delete these because we probably gonna need those, right? But this is how I'll plan out my virtual private cloud in AWS. Then what we'll do is we'll go into the management console, right, and actually start building everything that we see here. So in the next video, we're going to go ahead and build that VPC, and then we're going to go ahead and build the internet gateway and create the route for it. So all right, you will follow me off to the next video. So catch you then.